I've been putting off making this video for almost a year now. So last year in November, so November 2022, I went to Antarctica. I've been meaning to make a packing video for some tips on what you should bring when you go. First of all, I just want to say, so I went with Intrepid. I booked through Chimo Adventures, but then Intrepid was the one running it. Man, I can't talk today. Intrepid was the company running it. So the first thing I want to talk about is what you should bring to wear. So like I said, we went with Chimo Adventures and Intrepid. They provided us our outer jacket and our boots. Check with whoever your company is that you are sailing with, or whatever, you know what I mean, to see what's provided and what is not. Ours provided our boots, think like muck boots, like the waterproof big boots. Obviously I don't have them with me, but I'll show a picture of it. They provided our outer jacket, which was waterproof, which I'll also show a picture of. And then they also gave us these inner shells, which they're very thin, but they're very warm. So we had these, and then our outer jackets, which were waterproof. So we got to keep these, which is why I still have this. So these were provided, but if they are not provided for you, make sure you have good waterproof boots and an outer coat and a nice shell. I wore this around the boat most of the time because it was pretty warm. I also had a winter coat with me, but whatever. So next things, you're gonna want some waterproof pants, like these. Waterproof pants. They have a zipper on the side so you could get your boots on, and then elasticated so you don't get stuff like water and snow inside. I got mine a little bit bigger than I needed because obviously I was going to wear layers underneath it, so I wanted to be able to make sure everything fit. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend these ones, like they were very warm, but if you're getting really wet, they didn't hold up very well. The first couple Zodiac rides we did, I was perfectly fine. And then the very last one we were on, we were in the very front of the Zodiac, and the waters were really rough, and we were just getting pounded by water. These didn't keep me very dry. By the time I got off and was back to our room to change, it had soaked through all the way to my underwear. So make sure you have a good pair. Like I said, these were okay, but if you're going to be getting really wet, yeah, didn't hold up as well. I would probably spend a little bit extra money to have a better pair next time. I'll see if I can find them and I'll link them below. But like I said, I don't know if I would necessarily recommend these exact ones, but I'll try to link some below that may be good choices. Also, I'll try to link whatever I can below if you're interested in any of the stuff that I have. And underneath all of this, you're going to want layers. When you're walking around the boat, you're not going to be that cold. But when you're outside, you are going to be cold. So I always started with my little base layer, thermals. I just got this little set. It's a matching set top. So basically a long sleeve top. It's got like some nice fleece in it. These kept me really warm. So I wore these, and then I basically would wear like a pair of sweatpants. So like what I'm wearing right now is pretty much what I would wear around the boat. So I'd have my layers underneath, a pair of sweatpants, my top, that's not my top, but you know what I mean, sweatshirt, and then once I got to the time where we were going outside to go on a Zodiac ride, then I would put on my waterproof pants and the rest of my gear. And they also have rooms down below where you can put on like your boots and your outer layers and all that, and then you can keep them there when they're wet. Also, a good pair of socks. I got these Under Armour ones. They're wool. And don't let them fool you because they're not very thick looking, but these kept my feet so warm. I would just wear like a regular pair of socks, and then I'd put these over it into my boots, and then I was perfectly fine for the most part. Another thing, toe and hand warmers. These toe warmers I would put on my first regular pair of socks, and then I'd put these toe warmers in between my regular socks and these socks, and that really helped keep my toes warm. These I would keep in my coat pockets, so when I wasn't, you know, taking pictures or whatever, I would just put my hands in my pockets and hold on to the warmers. Let's see what else. Also, you're gonna want some nice waterproof gloves for the Zodiac rides. I did find myself not really wearing these because I obviously wanted to take pictures and videos, and it's really hard to do that with these bulky gloves. Unless I was super cold, I didn't really have these on, but they were nice to have in my bag on the boat or the Zodiac with me. I did wear these a lot because, as you can see, my fingers are open, so I can still take pictures and videos, but then I could cover them back up. But these did get really wet one day and my fingers were freezing. Having those hand warmers in my pockets really saved me. For the most part, I was wearing these and I was fine. If my hands got cold, like I said, put them in my pockets with the hand warmers. But if you're taking a lot of pictures and videos, this was really handy. Also, hats. Obviously, you're going to want to cover your head up. I had this lighter one for just walking around the boat if I was going outside for a minute or whatever, you know. I had this on. Zodiac ride, I wore this one. It's a lot thicker. North Face, you know, it's really thick. Got the fleece inside, so this kept my head nice and warm. So I think that's everything for clothing. Let's see here. Let me look at my list. So basically that's it for clothing. Lots of layers, waterproof stuff. So now for when you go out on the Zodiacs, you're going to want a waterproof bag, which I can't find mine right now, so I'm just going to have to show you a picture of it right here. Yeah, I don't know where it is at the moment, so have a waterproof bag, and then you'll be able to have some stuff with you on the boat. And then if you're going to be using your phone and it's not waterproof, it's a good idea to have like a little waterproof case that you could have, because out of nowhere the weather changes and it could start snowing. Like you could be going out and it's perfectly sunny, but then it'll start blizzard. Weather changes, so just have stuff in your waterproof bag to be prepared in case that happens. You don't want to ruin your phone while you're out there, so little waterproof. This one's kind of cheap, but so you get the idea. Put your phone in here, it'll keep it safe. You're going to want a water bottle, a reusable water bottle, so you can take this out on the Zodiacs with you. But this is also really handy while you're on the boat the whole time. They have fill stations where you can fill up your water bottle. They don't really have like places to buy water. You just need to fill it up. So they do have cups, but I found this a lot easier because it's, you know, you can take this to your room, you can close it, and then, you know, if your boat's rocking around and this falls off your dresser or whatever, your nightstand, it's not going to spill everywhere. But if you have a cup, it will. This is probably one of the main things you need to remember to bring. Bring a water bottle. You'll be so happy you did. Sunscreen. I know that sounds kind of silly because you're going to be in Antarctica and it's going to be snowy and cold, and who needs sunscreen in Antarctica? But you do. Even though it's snowy and cold, the sun is really bright. You don't want to get sunburned. Put some sunscreen on your face. Obviously, the rest of your body is going to be covered. And then to go along with the sunscreen, you're going to want some sunglasses because the sun's glare on the snow is very bright. I just had these. I was perfectly fine. This was also really nice when you were on the Zodiac rides, because if it was windy or snowing and you're riding along, it's preventing you from getting all that snow in your eyes, so you can still see what you're doing. Motion sickness meds. Yes, you need them. Even if you don't think you do, bring them. For the most part, I was fine, but I did take it when I knew we were going through the Drake Passage because I just didn't want to risk being sick and feeling like crap and having to sit in bed all day. They do have a doctor on board that can give you some medicine, but I would recommend having some so you could take it, you know, when you first start going through. You don't absolutely need these things, but just a couple of recommendations because you are going to be on the boat for a long time. They don't really have entertainment. I mean, they have like lectures and stuff that you can go to and listen to, but you're still going to want to have something to do. So yeah, bring books, maybe some board games you can play with your friends or whoever you're with or people that you meet, and also snacks. I'm really happy we had some snacks with us. So I mean, when you're in Ushuaia, well, if you're leaving out of Ushuaia, I don't know where you're leaving from, but that's where we left out of. We just went to a store and got some snacks. You know, you get some chips, some crackers, some candy, wine, I don't know, whatever you want to bring. I don't know if you can bring alcohol, but yeah, books, snacks, things to do, because, you know, there's not really internet. I mean, there's internet, but you're going to be paying a pretty price for it. So yeah, just things to keep you occupied if you don't have technology to use, like a TV or internet. Yeah, I think that's all I got. If I think of anything else, I will put it in the description below. But I think those are the main things I wanted to talk about. So hopefully this is helpful for you if you're going to Antarctica. If you have been to Antarctica and there's something that I forgot to list here, please leave a comment so everyone else can see. Like I said, I think I covered everything I wanted to. It's been a year since I've gone, so if I do think of something else, I'll put it below. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!